In this video, we're looking at how to find your ideal customer in 48 hours, because the number one reason small businesses fail in the first 5 years, affecting 67% of them, is not due to lack of effort or bad products. It's because they're talking to everyone, which means they're connecting with no one. Now, I don't want you to fail, so I'm about to show you how to find your ideal customer in 48 hours, not the 6 months most experts tell you it takes. And when you nail this, everything changes for you because your marketing gets easier, your sales conversations get shorter, and your revenue, it actually grows. Let's be honest. You started your business because you saw a problem you could solve. Maybe you're a business owner, consultant, agency owner, or online entrepreneur. You've got the skills, you've got the passion. But here's what's keeping you up at night. You're creating content that gets ignored. You're running ads that don't convert. You're having sales calls with people who can't afford you or don't really need what you offer. And the worst part, you're working harder than ever, but your bank account doesn't reflect it. You're throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something sticks. Every marketing guru tells you something different. Post on TikTok. No, not that. It's LinkedIn where it's at. Or it's you need a funnel. But hang on. Actually, cold outreach works better. It's all smoke and mirrors. Here's what nobody's telling you. None of that matters if you don't know exactly who you're talking to. Let's correct this right now. And here is Fiona to explain things further.
Okay, let's take a look at this together. The first step is creating what I call your perfect customer profile. Not a vague picture like a small business owner aged 30 to 50. That's useless. You need demographics that matter, not just age and location. You need to know, what's their income? What's their business revenue? How long have they been in business? Are they solo or do they have a team? You also need the right psychographics. This is the gold. What keeps them awake at 3 a.m.? What are they afraid will happen if they don't solve this problem? What do they really want? Not surface level stuff like more money, but the real desire. Maybe it's freedom, status, security, or impact. One of our customers, a roofing contractor, was struggling to attract clients. His marketing was unfocused. He was casting a wide net without clear direction. He was targeting homeowners broadly, resulting in minimal engagement and frustratingly low conversion rates. By following our advice, he refined his target audience. Homeowners aged 35 to 55, located in suburban areas, experiencing issues with their roofs, and concerned about both quality and cost. They were often stressed about choosing the right contractor and worried about the impact of a roofing project on their daily lives. Within just 2 weeks of speaking directly to this specific audience, his conversion rate tripled, with the same offers, same prices, but a much more targeted message that resonated deeply with the concerns and desires of his ideal customers. Your first action step is to grab a piece of paper right now and answer these 3 questions. Who have I helped get the best results? Who do I genuinely love working with? Who can actually afford my products or services and sees them as an investment, not an expense? The intersection of those 3 answers. That's your starting point. Once you know who they are, you need to know where they are. And I'm not talking about them being on social media. That's too broad. Your ideal customer is already gathering somewhere online or offline. They're in specific Facebook groups, LinkedIn communities, subreddits, industry conferences, masterminds, or local networking events. Here's what you do. Spend 2 hours doing research. Or shorten it with AI. And search for groups where your ideal customer asks questions. Look at what hashtags they follow. Check what podcasts they listen to. See what books they're reading. Your next action step. Make a list of 5 places where your ideal customer spends time. Then, actually go there. Join the groups. Listen to what they're saying. Take notes on their exact words, their frustrations, and their questions. This is gold for your marketing. Because when you use their language, not yours, they think, this person really gets me. This is where most people screw up. They know who their customer is, but they still sound like a textbook, not empathetic. Your ideal customer doesn't care about your features, your certifications, or your methodology. They care about their problem and whether you can solve it. Period. Let me show you the difference. That marketing statement. We provide comprehensive strategic consulting services leveraging synergistic frameworks to optimize operational excellence. Good marketing statement. We help overwhelmed business owners get their time back while growing revenue, without hiring a massive team. See the difference? The second one speaks to the real problem and the real desire. Here is your next action step. Go read 5 Amazon reviews of books your ideal customer reads. Pay attention to the language they use, the words they choose, the emotions they express. Then, swipe that language for your marketing. If they say they feel stuck, or overwhelmed, or frustrated, use those exact words. That's not copying, that's speaking to them. Here's a mistake I see constantly. Folk try to solve every problem their customer has. Don't. Your ideal customer has dozens of problems. But there's one that's causing him the most pain right now. One that's costing them money, sleep, or sanity. That's the one you lead with. For example, a small business owner might have problems with cash flow, team management, marketing, and systems. But right now, their biggest pain point might be that they can't predictably generate customers. Everything else matters, but that's the bleeding wound. When you position yourself as the solution to their most urgent problem, you become a must-have, not a nice-to-have. Your next action step: survey your existing customers or your audience. Ask them, what's the biggest challenge you're facing in your business right now? The answer that comes up most often. That's your entry point. So build your messaging, your offers, and your content around solving that one problem. Once they're in the door and you've delivered results, you can then help them with everything else. Here's the truth most marketing experts won't tell you. You don't know if you've nailed your ideal customer until you test it in the real world. But here's the good news: you can validate your customer profile in 48 hours without spending a fortune. By using these methods. Method 1: the outreach test. Send 20 personalized messages to people who fit your ideal customer profile. Use the language and pain points you've identified. See how many respond and want to talk. If you get 5+ positive responses, you're on the right track. Method 2: the content test. Create one piece of content speaking directly to your ideal customer's biggest problem. Post it and see the engagement. Comments, shares, and DMs tell you if you're resonating. Method 3: the offer test. Run a small ad spend, $50 to $100, targeting your ideal customer with a lead magnet that solves their biggest problem. Track opt-ins and conversations. If people are engaging, responding, and taking action, you've found your people. If crickets, don't panic. Tweak your messaging or adjust your profile and test again. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every test gives you data. Every conversation gives you insights. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about the mistakes that'll waste your time and money. Mistake number 1: targeting everyone because you don't want to leave money on the table. You think casting a wide net gets more customers. It doesn't. It gets fewer. Riches are in being specific. Mistake number 2: describing your ideal customer in demographics only. Women aged 35 to 45 tells you nothing about what they want or need. Go deeper into psychographics. Mistake number 3: copying someone else's ideal customer. What works for another business might not work for you. Your strengths, your story, and your zone of genius attract specific people. Mistake number 4: setting it and forgetting it. Your ideal customer can evolve as your business grows. Revisit this every 6 months. Mistake number 5. Not talking to real people. All the research in the world won't beat having actual conversations with your ideal customers. Get on the phone, ask questions, listen. By avoiding these mistakes, you'll create a more effective marketing strategy that truly speaks to your audience's needs and desires. Remember, progress is what matters most, and every step you take brings you closer to success.
All right, thanks, Fiona. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, if this video was helpful, hit that subscribe button so you'll know when I drop a new video on customer acquisition strategies that actually work. Second, I've created a free resource called the Ideal Customer Magnet. It's a step-by-step process that gets any business their ideal customers on demand. You can view it using the link in the description below. The truth today is when you know your ideal customer inside and out, marketing becomes easy, sales become natural, and growth becomes inevitable. Now go look at the magnet, find your people, and I'll see you in the next video.